Get married.
Why did we get married?
When?
On Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday?
April, Easter Sunday. April the 12th. 56 years ago.
Wow. So what'd you do after you got married?
54.
Well, after we got married, we lived on a farm, and I farmed.
You farmed?
Yeah, and milked cows.
You milk cows,
And
feed pigs, and
have pigs. We take the milk into the cheese plant in Humansville. And then we decided I decided to leave the farm. Got a job in Kansas City working at a hamburger stand for $10 a week. Bungalow hamburger down at Independence Avenue and Admiral Boulevard.
well, why did you ever leave the farm and come into the city?
Well, we wanted to get to ourselves and get out of the country.
Oh.
So we come up here, and she stayed on the farm till I got settled. And we got a job, and I worked there a week and got fired.
What'd you do?
No, I didn't get fired there. I quit there after working there a week. Then I went back to the farm and stayed a little while. And then Uncle Ada's brother Dale come up with me. And we got a job at Acme Manufacturing Company, making $12 a week. That's where we both got fired.
What'd you do to get fired?
We was talking to each other while we was working.
Mm.
Then Dale got a job at Woolworth, and then I went back to the farm.
Mm.
And I stayed a little while, I don't know how long, and then I come back to Kansas City and got a job with Check Picture Framing Company, making $12 a week.
Wow.
And we lived at Hooper's on 32nd in Indiana. Then I got a job there at Sarachek's, and then the war come on, and I got a job delivering milk for Chapman Dairy.
Was this before Selby came along?
No. Selby was born in Humansville
Oh.
before we left the farm.
Mm.
Selby was born in the Humansville Hospital. And see, then we lived on with Hippers. Then we rented a little apartment on 29th Street. And I worked for the dairy, and I moved over on the corner of 27th and Benton in an apartment. And I worked there, we lived there 4 or 5 years, and then we bought the house, 4131 Bell Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I still worked at the dairy. Then after a while, I quit the dairy and went to work selling meat for Kansas City Meat Company.
Meat.
Driving between Kansas City and Joplin and Kansas City and Jefferson City. But I didn't stay there very long, but then a friend and I bought a filling station out on 50 Highway. And then Grandma died, and we moved to Butler to live with Grandpa. But in the meantime, Charles was born up here. He was born at St. Vincent's Hospital.
That was in Kansas City?
In Kansas City. And then we moved to Humansville. No, we moved to Butler. That's where we moved to Butler, and I bought a filling station. We sold our house on Bell Fountain, and I didn't work in the filling station, a year, and traded it for a lime truck.
A line truck?
Yeah, delivered lime. And let me see, after that, what did I do after we sold the lime truck?
Chapman Dairy.
Oh yeah, I worked at the Chapman Dairy receiving plant in Butler. Milk receiving plant. Quite a while. 2 or 3 years. Then I worked for Miller Sheet Metal. And worked there for 2 or 3 years. And what did I do after that? You remember in Kansas City?
Grain Company. Is there a grain company?
Huh?
Grain Company.
Oh yeah, I was inspector for grain company.
State job.
State job, politics. You had to get. Oh, I did run a manor truck in Butler for a while too.
What's a manor truck?
Sell cakes.
Oh.
House to house, drove around. And a friend of mine wanted the truck worse than I did, so I sold it to him. His name was Frank Klein.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then we Yeah, I moved to Kansas City. I drove back and forth to Kansas City, worked for a grain company for the state, down elevators in the East Bottoms. And worked there for quite a while, and then I went, where did I go?
I lost you. In April of '59, right after we moved up here, you went to work for,
Oh, Department of Agriculture.
well, you also worked for Division of Family Services.
Now, that was after the Department of Agriculture. Then I worked for the Department of Agriculture in the mailroom. I worked there a couple of years, and then I got a job talking to Ada she worked for the Division of Services. I talked to them, and they said, take the examination. If I pass it, they give me a job. And I did. They called me to work. And I worked down there, I don't know, several weeks or months. And the Department of Agriculture sent a man down to talk to me and wanted to know if I wouldn't come back. So I asked them to give me a job in data processing. I'd go back. They said they would. Back, I stayed about 6 months, and they didn't. And in the meantime, Mr. Duncan, the Director of Family Services, called me and says, now, this job is yours anytime you want it, if you want to come back. So I finally decided to go back to Division of Family Services.
Stayed there 10 years.
And I stayed there about 10 or 11 years.
What did you do?
Social worker.
Oh.
And then I got tired of that and went to HUD. Worked as a relocation specialist for HUD over at 9th and Troost, or Prospect. And then they made me area supervisor over an office in Columbus Park, which is in the Little Italy area, down around Missouri Avenue. And stayed there. Why did I leave there?
Why or when?
Why? I stayed there quite a while. Oh, I went to California. Mike had an operation then. And I went out there and stayed about a month or 5 weeks. And then I come back and got a job in security at United Missouri Bank.
That's right.
And I worked there a couple of years and then retired.
Then you drove cars.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, drove cars.
Oh, yeah, I retired for a while. Then Selby was up here one day and he wanted a car to drive somewhere, and he went down to the auto driveway. And I said, ask him when you're down there if they need people to drive cars for them. So he called back and said, yeah, I'll tell you to come right on down here and fill out an application. So I went down, filled out an application, and went to work for him driving cars all over the United States. I drove for about 5 years. And then I got a connection with a bank, for a bank. They had a repo to pick up. They said, would you like to go pick it up? And I said, yeah. So I went and picked up the car and told them they had any, let me know, I'd be glad to pick them up. So they kept me busy then almost 5 years, traveling, picking up cars, which is about the best job I ever had as far as liking it was concerned.
No money.
Why is that? Because you got to travel?
Got to travel, went every state in the Union but one,
What was that?
North Dakota.
Wow.
I was in every state but one, North Dakota.
No benefits.
No benefit, oh, a lot of benefits. I saw the country.
That was it. That was the benefit.
Saw a lot of country. And then about 6 years ago, while I was still driving cars, I had a heart problem, went to the hospital. They said I had to have 5 bypasses right then.
Ew.
So I had 5 bypass operations. And ain't been worth a damn cent.
Oh, Grandpa.
Just an old man.
What's your favorite food?
Biscuits and gravy.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
What's your favorite season?
Favorite what?
Season. Season.
Spring.
Spring?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's warm and pretty.
Especially at the beach.
Yeah, I see girls in a bikini on the beach.
Oh, Grandpa.
And then we were out there staying with Charles and Samantha, helping take care, Barry helping take care of Mike. Mary said one night, why don't we go down to the Seven Seas? So
Why'd you go to Seven Seas?
Mary and
Melinda?
Belinda and I, we went down there. And we were dancing. And said some man come up to her and said, where'd you two girls pick up that old man? And she says, it's my father-in-law. He said, yeah, I've heard that before too. That was after I left. I was still working at HUD. And before I quit HUD and come back and started started driving cars. I think that's right.
Wow.
Now, anything else you want to know?
Yeah.
What?
Of course there is. I asked Grandma the same question. And the question is you and Grandma have been married 54 wonderful years.
If what?
You and Grandma have been married for 54 wonderful years.
56.
No, 54.
Okay.
We married in 36.
And I want to know what your secret is to such a long, happy, successful marriage.
Because we're both easy to get along with. Because we love each other. Is that what she said?
Uh-huh. But that's so simple. Is that all there is to it?
It's the simplest thing there is.
Just being easy to get along with and being
And love each other.
and loving each other?
That's right.
Huh.
Good companionship.
Just
Yeah.
as simple as falling off a log.
We would recommend it.
You'd recommend it? What would you recommend?
Just what we told you. Love each other and be easy to get along with.
Oh. Well, that sounds good.
Pool
What
your
else?
resources.
What else you want to know?
Well, I think that's probably it for now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Come back sometime.
Certainly will.
Putting this camera away.
We won't be able to see what it looks like.
There's supposed to be a sack to put that camera in, isn't it? Oh, here it is. No, that's not it.
Well, he said some other things. I believe there might be some stuff out here. Oh, no. That's what I was thinking of right here.
Did the camera go down in here? When you got it, Steffi? So dust and stuff couldn't get down in it.
Yeah.
Not for real? Don't show my unmade bed.